are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Road Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Road Radio.
Let's get it.
What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with I'm playing Mario Brothers here, with my co-host as always, Jason. But back, I don't know, I'm going to say better than ever, but back is Jesse.
I'm here.
And Jesse does what Jesse does. Preston, our czar of information, and he brought the Steam Deck tonight, so we're excited about that. And I'm playing Mario Brothers on it. And then Stella is here filling in for Harrison because Harrison is tired. He's worn out.
He's all tuckered out.
He's all tuckered out. Yeah. Jason, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. So before anything else happens, do you have one of these?
A QR code?
It's a sticker that has a QR code on it.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to give everybody in this room one.
I have a problem displaying anything with my face on it. You know what I mean?
I actively love it. So, no, but for real, so I've had a few people reach out, and I've sent these stickers via U.S. mail. So if you want a sticker for the show that you could proudly display on various items that you own, I have one on the back of my phone.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
There's one on the back of my van.
It's how do you scan the QR code once on the back of your phone? You
got to do it really fast.
You got to really move fast.
Or you do it in a mirror.
Oh, that would work, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I've never tried. Now I need to try that.
Okay.
QR code in a mirror. So if you want one, just reach out to the show, however you see fit. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And if I don't respond, it's because I didn't see it, and send it another way.
Take the QR code to your local tattoo artist.
Ooh, I like that.
And have them put it on your back nice and big. Every time you go to the pool, people will be scanning your back and going straight to Lauer Road Radio.
I just had a thought. So I'm going on vacation here in a couple weeks, less than 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
And I've said, I'm probably going to get a couple tattoos while I'm on vacation.
Sure.
What if I got the Lauer Road Radio QR code?
Yeah.
You want to get our faces tattooed on you? I think you should get.
Don't tempt me.
You should get this exact sticker.
Fine, I'll do it. Fine. You twist my arm.
If you could get this exact thing tattooed on you.
All right, we should
here?
We should leave this up to our friends. We should leave it up to the Lauer Patch Kids.
Everybody vote.
Everyone vote.
Okay.
How many votes do we have to get?
3.
1, 2, 3. Sold. So wait a minute. If we get, let's say, Jesse, we get 200 people to write in and say
200?
200, then you'll get that. I mean, that's a life decision right there.
I'm going to spend a lot of time making fake emails.
Preston just has a code, he's coding right now to send out.
It's all Jesse sucks 1, 2, 3, 4.
001, 002. Yeah, no, that's funny. Okay, so 200 responses on all platforms combined.
We'll count them all up, and then you'll get that as a tattoo.
If we're at 199,
I would do it that size.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Just right there in your forearm. Is that what you would do?
Probably my thigh.
Your thigh, your inner thigh.
Inner thigh.
Hey, scan this.
Well. How are you doing today?
I almost died this weekend.
How? You almost died.
Yeah.
You probably are not aware of how often you almost died.
That's probably true. We all almost die all the time.
There, you could have had 25 near-death experiences for all you know.
Today.
And just been unaware of it.
I mean, the asteroid went whizzing by. It could have hit us.
Yeah.
Right?
Piano falls from a 10-story building right behind you.
Yeah, who among us haven't?
Can't count how many times it's happened.
Every time I walk past your building,
Yeah.
it seems like a piano falls from that window.
It's a very satisfying sound when it hits, like dang. It's like a discordant
It's a weekly
crash.
occurrence. When you live in a loft, you get pianos delivered
Yeah,
every week.
and you just chuck them out the window. Yeah. So, but you did almost die.
I actually really, really did almost die. So I'm kayaking with my wife.
As you do.
Well, I didn't want to.
Oh.
I wanted to kayak with my uncle. And my wife's not allowed to watch this. She's been banned to watch the show because
She doesn't want to watch this show.
Oh.
she's watched 2 episodes and she shut the second one off halfway through.
Okay.
Was it the one where you were racist?
It was racist.
Okay.
Yeah. And
You're going to have to be more
So,
specific.
so now we can be racist because she's not watching?
No, because it will come back to her. People talk. So my wife doesn't watch the show anymore. So I can hint at things. I'm just not gonna flat out say it. So, anyways,
sure.
I called my uncle. I said, "Hey, do you want to go kayaking?" He's like, "Oh man, I really want to, but I'm planting a garden this weekend."
I've been there.
And my wife overheard me, and she's like, "I'll go kayaking with you." Oh, good.
And you're like, you're not allowed to take books out on the water.
There's no books in the wild.
Like
there's no book tree.
That's a pretty standard rule. So I
we
don't
don't follow the Dewey Decimal System
Don't know if that's
on
a
water.
deal breaker for you.
So listen, I enjoy kayaking with my wife. I don't not enjoy it. It's fine.
you don't not enjoy
I don't
it.
not enjoy it.
Sure.
But here's the thing: is I wanted to push myself.
Sometimes you do.
She's not necessarily a pusher.
She wanted to mosey.
She wanted to mosey. I
Sure.
wanted to push.
She was there
And-
for the experience.
Yeah, I wanted to explore too. Like find something different. Like find a little creek or something.
Under the bridge, through the forest.
Waterfall.
Bridge, forest, waterfall. All right.
So anyway, I take my dog with me because I'm trying to.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want a kayaking dog?
And you were looking out for alligators
There is two alligators in
Well,
Ohio.
now there's one.
They
They
killed
killed
one.
one.
Yeah.
that we know of.
Unless they reproduced.
Hopefully
Then
they killed the male, but not too soon.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. So, anyways, we're going down the river. We're about a mile and a half up. I'm sorry, an hour and a half.
Oh, well, that could be the same.
It
But
could be the same. I don't know how far distance wise, but we were an hour and a half up, and I had unloaded all of my electronics to her because
Oh, sure.
the dog was on my kayak, and I thought there's a good chance that the dog might flip us. So she had my cell phone in a Ziploc bag.
that's a good idea.
Right. That's pretty safe. And she had it tucked away in her pocket. So we get to the turnaround point, and I said, well, before we turn around and go back, let's take a picture.
Sure. Come on, that's a Kodak
Let's
moment.
archive the moment. Right?
Why do something if you can't Instagram it?
That's exactly right.
I don't know.
That's exactly right. I like to post things.
Sure. You
And,
do like to post things.
I do like to post things. And so anyways, get the phone out, and we pull the kayaks together. As soon as I snap the picture, the dog tries to leap from my kayak to Shelby's kayak, but when she pushed off, the kayak went backwards and flipped.
It's a scientific
Inertia.
law.
It's the laws of inertia.
When you put resistance on something, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, and on water, it's upside down. So anyways,
It's like propane.
lefty loosey, righty tighty.
It changes when you're doing propane. It's the same way with a boat, with a dog on a kayak.
So anyways, I'm holding my phone. I fall in the water as I tip. I hit my head on Shelby's boat, on her kayak, and I wasn't wearing a life jacket. So I'm holding my phone. I'm trying to hold my phone up above the water so that
I've done that.
I don't want my phone to get in the water.
Yeah, I could
So-
drown, but this phone
The
costs
phone
too much.
is going to have to stay. I can't replace the phone. I can
Yeah.
replace myself maybe. But so I throw my phone in the kayak, and I can't touch because we're right in the middle of the creek or the river or wherever we're at. And the dog is now in the water, and the dog is freaking out, and the
course.
dog's trying to drown me, like climbing on my head.
Sure.
As I can't touch. So I'm trying to swim without a life jacket. I just cracked my head. I just threw my phone in the kayak.
Yeah.
And my dog's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
So finally, I
Why don't they have doggy paddle as an Olympic sport? Like
For
there's-
humans or for dogs?
There's this one, the butterfly. There's freestyle. There's backstroke. Why don't they do doggy paddle?
like for
I want to see
endurance?
Michael Phelps doggy paddle.
endurance.
Endurance, yeah,
Like
for I don't
24
know,
hours.
a mile of doggy paddle.
Oh, you meant
something.
distance.
Yeah,
No,
in the
I want
water.
endurance. 100 foot of water. Who can doggy paddle the longest?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
You
And
know
then-
who I think should be in that one?
Lizzo.
Leah Thomas.
Oh.
he would do well. So
anyways.
you're doggy paddling.
I'm doggy
Your dog
paddling.
is doggy paddling.
Yes.
You're keeping your phone above water, and your dog is drowning you.
Yes.
It's quite a precarious situation.
After
you
I
found
just
yourself
chucked my
in.
head on the kayak.
And your wife is just sitting there, and she's reading the latest Danielle Steele novel.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I knew what that was, I'd probably laugh. So I got to the place where I could tiptoe touch. I flip my kayak back over. I throw the dog up in the kayak. And
we all know what you mean when you say tiptoe touch. We've all been there.
I tiptoe touched. You know, we all tiptoe touched.
Where you can just kind of bounce and save yourself,
Yeah,
but
just-
you're not
just enough.
comfortable.
Yeah. So I worked my way to the point where I'm like maybe chest deep. So now I'm comfortable.
Okay.
And question?
Your phone is in the air still?
Oh, no, I threw it in
Oh,
her
yeah,
kayak.
you threw it in the kayak.
So everything's safe at this point. I turn back around and I look at Shelby, and she's got this look on her face. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And she's like, my watch is in the water. I'm like, what do you mean your watch is in the water?
Yeah.
She has an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And she goes, it was in the Ziploc bag with your phone. And when your kayak tipped, it went in the water.
Oh, no.
So now I'm like freaking out. And
Yeah.
they say that the Apple Watch is water resistant or
Sure.
swim resistant.
Sure.
So you could swim with it. So like 15 minutes up to 3 feet or
So
something
you
like
got,
that.
and the clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking.
And unfortunately, you can't set it on the
Yeah.
watch.
I don't know.
don't
Siri,
know
set
how
a
much
timer.
time,
I don't
yeah.
know. So anyways, I start feeling around with my feet.
As you do.
I picked up 2 or 3 nicely polished, round, smooth stones that I thought was the watch head.
Love a smooth stone.
Yeah. Well, it turns out it wasn't. 15 minutes into it, I found it.
You did.
I pulled it up,
Oh.
looked at it. It was
Conquering
still
hero.
working.
Did you do the water thing?
I don't know the water thing.
Yeah, you gotta go to your thing.
Yeah.
And you press the water button.
What's that do?
And it vibrates your phone, and it vibrates the water out.
Oh, well, we should have done that.
You're supposed to do that anytime you swim. You turn the water on,
I don't swim with my watch.
and then when you do this, you hold it down. You see?
No, I get that. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then it vibrates
Yeah.
the water
Well,
out.
we should have done that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the watch is working, which is great.
Yeah.
And everybody's safe. But I almost died. No, for real. I mean, I kind of almost really did die.
Yeah. My wife just called me.
Why?
I don't know.
Do you need to call her back?
Should I answer it?
Is she here?
I'm just going to tell her I'm recording.
Is it important?
Emergency? Question mark? How's that?
She knows we were recording, right?
Well, she doesn't,
We record this time every week.
she doesn't think about us as much as one would think.
As one should.
I did think, though, if one was to ever want to dispose of someone else
Oh, I see.
in a way that might be considered an accident,
Some of us have thought about it.
kayaking would be a great choice because kayaks flip all the time. And if you're in water deeper than what your head is, little extra help.
Just some pockets full of rocks,
Yeah.
You're fine.
Now, if you had a pocket full of loose soup, that would not.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Done
you'd
for.
be in trouble. I was just thinking about that before we started. I said, I haven't said that in a while.
Yeah.
Pocket full of loose soup.
Yeah, so if you don't know that reference, you need to go back and listen
I
to
think
or
the
watch
name
that
of the episode was Pocket Full of Loose Soup.
It's a great one.
All right. So you almost died.
I almost died. So, do you want. What's buzzing?
I think
Jesse,
he just
stop.
did the water thing.
Stop it. It's been buzzing for 30 seconds.
No, that wasn't me. Preston did it before me, and Dan did it before him. So
Yeah.
this is just like high school.
guys didn't
I'm
know
always
about
the
that?
one that gets
No.
caught.
No.
I just take my watch off.
Okay, so
when I go home.
speaking
I thought everybody knew
speaking
about
of
that.
dead people, and we all die.
As you do.
Every one of us will die. Well,
Every one of
probably.
us will die.
Yeah, probably.
Uh-huh.
So, when you die, are you going to?
I prefer if. It'd make me feel more
Okay, I'm
comfortable.
sorry. If you die,
Thank you.
are you registered to give away your organs?
Let's do a show of hands. Show
Well,
of,
let
Would
me
it be
just.
on our driver's license?
You don't know?
No.
It is on your driver's license, whether you're an organ donor.
Okay. So, show of hands. How many people in this room are organ donors? Okay, there's 3 of us.
I am not an organ donor.
And it turns out maybe Dan and Jesse are not.
Jesse's doesn't know how to read.
Nope.
No one wants Jesse's organs.
No, you're not an organ donor.
I'm not.
They weren't. They didn't let you.
No, they
No.
looked at one look
You're
at him
like-
and was like, dear God, no.
They didn't even ask.
You're like, I'd love to donate my organs. We got enough.
We've got enough.
We just filled up. So
We saw what you came out of the bathroom. He's got
Yeah.
the hot dog. So
Yeah, we don't need that. So anyway, so we're at the DMV or the BMV or whatever it's called.
I don't know why. Why does Ohio have to be different?
Is
Why
every
can't-
place else DMV?
It's DMV everywhere, but Ohio calls it the BMV.
I don't know.
Well, I think I could be wrong. I normally am.
yeah.
I think it has to do whether it's state ran or privately ran. And
They're
Ohio,
all state.
No, you're wrong.
Sorry.
The one in Marion is a privately ran.
Oh,
MV.
and they're still doing that well.
Yeah, they're doing it great. But no, there's some private ones and there's some
So it's
state
a
ones.
bureau here of
Yeah.
motor vehicles, and other places it's a department.
Yeah.
I see.
So, anyways, we're at the BMV. Harrison's getting his temps.
Yeah.
And they start asking him all the questions.
Yeah.
You know, this, whatever. Do you want to donate your organs? And I'm kind of waiting. Harrison says yes. And that was a proud dad moment for me. Because when we're dead, we're not going to use them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to need my organs.
Here's the problem, Jason. I used to be an organ donor. Used
Yeah.
to be an easy yes for me. And then
Because you're not going to use them.
not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And then I met somebody, and her name was Erica. I don't know what is going on. And so Erica was like, I don't want you to be an organ donor because she's heard stories from nurses or something like that say that if you're like, they could save you, maybe they won't, but they really need a kidney down the hall, they'll be like, just let them go because we really need that kidney, you know? So
Do you think that really happens?
no, Jason, I fully believe in the integrity of the medical institutions in America. I think that they all have our best interest in mind, and I don't think they'd put anybody's life in danger. You know, I think they took that Hippocratic oath, and they stick to it, gosh darn it. I think, in fact, the medical institutions, hospitals, doctors are probably the most moral group of people on the face of the earth. So, yeah, no, I don't think any of them would do such a thing.
So here's the thing. I think if I'm in that bad of shape,
Yeah.
where I'm on the line
Where
of
they're like,
living or dying,
Yeah.
just let me go.
Yeah, I understand that maybe I could feel that way about myself.
Yeah.
But if it was my kid, you know, I would say no. Like,
But it's not your
do
kid.
what you got to
could
do.
be an organ donor for you.
Well, if it's my wife, and she says that about me, then I give her the ability to say that. You know.
About you?
Yeah.
But it's your organ.
Well, when we got married, they were her organs. Her organs became mine, vice versa. You know.
So you're a trans organist.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or bioorganist.
I have 4 kidneys.
And if she's on the ropes, you're going to take one.
If it
Then
comes,
you could have 3 kidneys.
If it comes to, I'd love to have 3 kidneys. Are you kidding? You know.
What's the kidney do?
Could you imagine if you had 2 hearts? You know what I mean? And they were
I bet you could run really fast.
Bum, 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 bum,
Yeah,
bum, bum.
that blood
you know?
flow would be
Man,
amazing.
I'd get plaque buildup in both of them.
It'd be phenomenal. So no, we're a non-organ donating house.
So we go through the whole process. And
Because here's your thing:
Yeah.
you're gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
So are they. So you know,
We're all gonna die.
It's you or me, buddy. All right, and it's gonna be you today.
It's very
not me.
selfish. What if you need an organ and someone down the road is like, nope,
I'm gonna take mine to my grave.
I'm taking it to the grave. You can bury that kidney 6 feet deep.
Well, I guess that was their decision to make. My
You
body,
don't need my kidney.
my body, my choice. I've always said that.
In all circumstances.
as you're dying, like there's no chance to save you whatsoever.
There's
You're
no
going to die. There's a guy down the hall that needs some
Yeah.
of your stuff.
In the resurrection, I'd like to have all of my parts.
You think that's going to matter?
I'm not willing to roll the dice.
You're going to have a glorified body with no kidneys.
Yeah.
What's going to happen then?
I don't know what the kidney does, but I don't know. I'm going to need it. I'm pretty sure.
So we go through the whole process. Do you want to donate your organs? And he says yes. I'm very proud. I'm
Sure.
an organ donor. That's
Yeah.
who I am.
Right.
At my core, I'm an organ donor.
You like to donate your organs.
I donate my organs all the time.
Why you haven't had such a hard time saying
I don't
donate?
know. So anyways, we get through the whole
Caffeine.
process. It's the caffeine.
It's the Carnipure.
I
That's
don't
what's
even
in
know
it.
Carnipure. What's Carnipure?
You don't want to know.
It's pure, and it's carna.
Carnivorous.
Carne asada pure?
Is that pork?
Hopefully.
It's pure pork. Is what
Pure
it is.
pork right in there in that drink.
Someone call Bob. Call Farmer Bob.
I got a
He would
story
know.
about. that
Okay,
includes
so
Bob.
anyways, I got to finish this. So we
Sure.
get through the whole process, and at the very end, she goes, "Would you like to donate $2 to organ donation awareness?" And I said, "You're already taking our organs. Why do you also need the
Yeah.
money?"
Because they're selfish.
Because they're selfish. They
You know
want
what
the
he
money
should've
and
said?
the organs.
You know what he
They
should've
should pay
said?
us for the organs.
You know, like you get to pick one. You get the $2 or you get my organs.
That's a good choice.
one or the other.
You think your organs are worth $2?
Depends on which one.
Jesse's 50 cents.
Jesse's.
That's an.
They paid you not to take your organs.
They paid you the $2.
Yeah,
Here's
when
the
I
thing
got
about-
my license, they were like, "Okay, here you go." I said, "Wait a minute, you didn't ask if I was an organ donor," and they're like, "No, no, we don't do that anymore." I was like, "No, I'm sure you do."
Because
like, no, you
asked that guy.
don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
I feel like Jesse. Jason, we talked
love
about
these
running.
segments.
We talked about running last week. And you and I both ran cross country.
Yeah.
And at the end of a race, when you've got, let's say, 200 meters left in the race, and then you sprint it out, and you finish the race, and you've still got lots of energy. What does that mean?
You didn't run hard enough.
You didn't run hard enough.
Right.
You want to finish that race
And collapse.
and you got nothing left.
Right.
That's the way Jesse lives his life.
Every time I tie my shoes, walk up half a flight of stairs.
Yeah. When the moment he dies, they're gonna exhume it or whatever. They're gonna, what do they call that?
Autopsy?
Do an autopsy. They're like, this guy had nothing left. He left it all out on the court.
Every artery was clogged.
And I appreciate that about Jesse.
Like, this guy consumed a lot of pork.
He's basically a pig.
He's literally bleeding pork.
Well, there you go. So,
Farmer Bob.
so you almost died.
Yeah, almost
blah, blah,
died.
blah.
Gave
Okay.
him organs, whatever.
Well, Farmer Bob and I, we went on what my daughter referred to as a mandate. She's like,
you're
but,
for mandates.
I mean, I don't know.
It is Pride Month.
Do I mind a brocation? I'll go. I'll go on a brocation. Me and my friend go out on a buddy moon. Spend.
Don't you dare call it a bromance.
Spend
A buddy moon.
a buddy moon. I mean,
What would two dudes do on a buddy moon?
just hit the.
Just bros being bros.
Just broing out.
Broing along.
Just do, that bro stuff.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You like the bro stuff.
I'm a yeah. Uh-huh.
So you and Bob on a mandate.
I'm bro positive.
Some might say brosexual.
No, that's different. All right.
Happy first day of Pride Month, everybody.
It is first day. Is today the first day of Pride Month?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very proud.
When I grew up,
Call
Pride.
me a proud boy.
Call me crazy, But let's just where I come from, pride is a sin, just pride,
Just
But-
in general.
just in general.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think.
I think pride is a negative thing, isn't it?
But you
You can be proud of somebody and you have some pride towards them. I don't know if that's really.
yeah, I think semantics.
Yeah, I feel like it's situation based.
I'm more pro pride than anti.
Why are you so Pride Month?
I mean, not
pro?
that. Not, I mean,
No, you already.
No,
you've
no,
already done
I
it.
mean-
Let's be honest.
Going there, huh?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. See, here's the problem, Jason.
Uh-huh.
You and I, me more than you, understand subtlety.
Yeah.
But the difference between me and you doesn't even come close to the difference between you and Jesse.
That's
See,
true.
It's a chasm between the two of you.
Yeah.
So we just got to be careful. We start doing this, and then he gets excited.
I'm already
He's like
excited.
a puppy dog. He's like, oh, I can.
We're doing gay jokes.
Yes! I've been waiting my entire life for
what's
this.
a gay horse say? Hey.
That's not how it's.
Mine are far more offensive.
What's a gay? That was like your father trying to tell a joke. Like you
Your
just,
father.
You ruined it. Yeah.
How's it go, Jesse?
No, it's what does a gay horse eat?
Oh. What's he eat?
Hey. That's not my joke. Okay. That's Aaron's joke.
Oh.
And if you don't like it, you can talk to Aaron about it.
Aaron.
Aaron. So anyway, Bob had tickets to the Memorial Golf Pro-Am. Okay, so if you don't know, the Memorial Golf Tournament every year is held in Dublin, Ohio. It is the course that Jack built. Jack Nicklaus, the undisputed greatest golfer of all time.
He's the goat.
He is the GOAT. And he built this course called Muirfield in Dublin, and every year they have a tournament called the Memorial Tournament that lasts from the Thursday to Saturday or to Sunday after Memorial Day. But on Wednesday, they have the Pro-Am, which is when professionals, golfers, and amateur golfers golf together, and you get to watch them. But the amateur golfers are often famous. So sometimes they're just billionaires that just bought their way
Yeah.
onto the thing so they could play Muirfield with, I don't know, Justin Thomas or something. But then sometimes they're just famous people. So Bob and I went. The famous people that we saw were I saw Steph Curry playing golf. He's pretty good. He shanked it once, and he's a pretty good golfer. You could tell. There was another basketball player named Damian Lee. Andre Iguodala was there.
You know who's really famous for playing golf was the Atlanta Braves pitchers.
Yes, yeah. John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine.
Yeah.
But none of them were there, as far as I knew.
Because they're not celebrities anymore.
Steve Young was there, and he was famous when they were famous. So Steve Young was the quarterback for the 49ers in the 90s. Great quarterback.
Do you guys know who Steve Young is?
Yeah, he played for Texas before the 49ers.
No, that's Vince Young.
Oh, Vince Young. Yeah, no, I don't know who Steve Young
Vince
is.
Young. Steve Young could be Vince Young's dad. So, yeah. No, Vince...
Well, one's black and one's white. So that would be...
Steve... Well, okay. Well, anyway, Steve Young, I think...
That would be a tough father-son combination.
It'd be a tough one. But some people have pulled it off.
Oh, I guess I have. That's so unrealistic. There would never be a white dad and a black kid. That would never happen.
Sure.
I was going to make a joke, but that was so much better.
This is why Shelby doesn't watch the show.
Sure.
Because I have a black son.
So Steve Young could be Vince Young's dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know this.
We don't know. But no, Steve Young was a great quarterback for the 49ers. He replaced Joe Montana. A lot of people were upset when it happened.
Yeah.
Because they basically kicked Joe Montana off the team.
To Kansas
but
City.
Turns out it's a pretty good thing because Steve Young won multiple Super Bowls. He was a great quarterback.
Yeah.
So anyway, Steve Young was there.
He's a Mormon.
Peyton, last time I checked, I don't know. So that was one of the things. So Bob and I we're on the course, and we both like Scotty Scheffler. He's a golfer.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Scotty
No.
Scheffler is? Scotty Scheffler is a golfer. So there's this pretty interesting documentary on Netflix about like the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
And in each episode, they kind of highlight two golfers. And in one of them, they highlight Scotty Scheffler and Brooks Koepka in the same one.
I feel like Scotty Scheffler is a made-up name.
I know it does sound like a made-up name, but it's not. Scotty Scheffler is like currently probably going to win the PGA Tour this year. He's good. Okay. Very good. And so we both like Scotty Scheffler, and so we're thinking, well, we'll follow Scotty Scheffler, and Steve Young is with them, and I like Steve Young. So first of all, going to a pro-am is way better than just going to the golf tournament. Because you go to the golf tournament, you have 4 guys or 3 guys together that are all pro golfers, and they're all great. I mean, every hit is way better. I saw some hits, Jason. Like, just you get to be close up, and you see these guys, it's like, what the heck? That doesn't even make sense what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Scotty Scheffler hit it out of, like, the thick rough, and it was like he wasn't even in rough.
Yeah.
It was like 10 feet from the hole. It was phenomenal. I mean, these guys are amazing. But you're watching these professionals and these amateurs. Now, these amateurs are still better than you and I, for sure. But
At golf.
Not
at podcasting.
Some of them are. But Steve Young is there. Now, Steve Young was a quarterback, a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Where he got beat up a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he got hit a lot.
Took a lot of hits.
And you could tell even now he kind of walks a little stiff.
Yeah.
You know, you can just see it, and his swing is a little kind of stiff. And he really shanked it a few times. I mean, there was a couple of them where like the drives where it was just like immediately straight into the trees. It's like da, 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 you know, and he's just and he just kind of puts.
Is it scramble or how they do that? Every other shot?
They all play it. It's one. Golfer.
I thought there were teams of 2.
No, it's 3 amateurs with 1 professional.
Okay.
And so it's like a cool thing for the amateurs because they get to play with a pro golfer, vice versa. So some of the professionals, I like the fact that they were helping the amateurs, like with their reading their putting lines and stuff, you know. And some of them you can tell just didn't want anything to do with them. Yeah. They were just out there to win a tournament. So anyway, so we're talking, and I said, you know, Steve Young, I think he's a Mormon, and Bob's like, oh, yeah, really? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. And he's like, you know, the way you can tell with those Mormons is they wear that underwear, you know, and it's like super long, and you know,
it's like a full body suit.
It's like a lot of underwear, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you know, Steve Young is the only one out there that's not wearing shorts. He's the only one wearing pants. And Bob and I are like, I wonder, you know, and we're just kind of looking, and Bob's like, you know, we're both staring at Steve Young's butt right now. I was like, I guess I am. And I'm trying to like see a seam line. So I don't know if he's still Mormon, But I can confirm. He was
What
wearing
you're telling
pants.
me is on your mandate, you were staring at men's butts.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
A man's butt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was the only butt I stared at all day. So anyway, and there was one time because we were following him where Bob and I were walking along and we're on the bridge, and it just so happened that Steve Young had to walk on the bridge, and it's just like I'm literally this far from Steve Young walking on this bridge together, and I was so close to being like, "Sir, there's a podcast. It's called Lauer Road Radio, and you would love it, But I didn't.
Look at my tattoo. Wow.
So scan it with
that
your phone.
barcode.
So
Listen, I don't know if I'm going to be more disappointed if the Lauer Patch Kids do not get 200, and I don't get, or I'm going to have to get it because we get like 700 the second this.
I'm telling a golf story. So anyway, I'm out there with Steve Young, and at this pro-am, there's a lot of autograph seekers.
Yeah.
Like kids running around trying to get people's autographs. I mean, I guess maybe a little kid, I understand it, but I don't know. I mean, where's your dad? Like, what's the deal? I mean, some little kid, you guys don't know who Steve Young is. Like, some little kid's like, Steve, because the only reason he knows his name is Steve is because his dad told him that's Steve Young. Can I get your autograph? Like, what in the world are you going to do with Steve Young's autograph, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. eBay. Search eBay.
I'm on it, Preston.
Steve Young. Like, I don't know. Like a Steve Young autographed
napkin.
Anything. I mean, because we're not talking about. It's basically like a memorial banner that has Steve Young's.
If it was like a Super Bowl football.
Yeah.
Autographed by Steve
maybe
Young.
a rookie card.
Yeah, okay.
It might be worth something.
Yeah, but just like on a piece of paper?
Just like a piece of paper or like literally like, I don't know.
It's like $400.
Nuh-uh. For what?
Like his autograph just on, like a card or
Like a
on
baseball
jersey.
card. Yeah, but those are like memorabilia.
Yeah. That's what's first popped up here.
$400?
Yeah.
You
Am
should've
I
got
underestimating Steve Young's autograph? Bob and I could have had a much better lunch that day.
But you immediately have to sell it.
Oh, that's a problem.
Steve, can I get your autograph? He signs it. Autograph, Steve Young, $400.
You're not looking at sold. You're looking at listeds. I told you this is my wheelhouse.
All right, Jesse.
So there is a jersey autographed that sold for almost $700.
That's a jersey.
I know.
Well, you know what? People were wearing football jerseys, though. There were some guys with Peyton Manning, because Peyton Manning was there. Peyton Manning
if you
football
had
jerseys.
a Steve Young autographed Peyton Manning jersey.
So there's a Steve Young Peyton Manning autographed card I just saw. Hold on, let me get back to it. Right here. So $2,688.
What?
And now here's the thing. It's signed by both of them, and it's a Gem Mint 10 PSA graded card.
I don't know.
Basically, it's
I
a
lost.
perfect condition.
Sure.
Graded by the company.
Really?
Yep. 20.
Well,
Yep.
then I guess I'm wrong. Because
Well, here's what we can do. We'll sort.
I'm already
cheapest.
bored.
yeah,
of this.
I'm bored with this.
Well,
but
I mean, come on.
suffice it to say, I had it at like $40. I was like, maybe.
Max.
Yeah,
Max.
maybe if you had a baseball card. I mean, a baseball card, that'd be different. A football card signed by Steve Young, maybe you get $40 out of it.
Yeah.
Maybe. The whole autograph seeking
I
thing.
hate that.
Every time Steph Curry was walking anywhere, every kid was, Steph.
Yeah.
It's so obnoxious. I don't like it at all. It's very annoying to me.
Things that are normal, like a card that was signed by him or something else. Like there were some that went for like $4.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
more.
that sounds like what I'm thinking.
$4.
Yeah.
You know what I do have, and I would love to get them autographed, is I have Gulf War cards.
Gulf War.
Remember the Gulf?
G-U-L-F.
Golf.
Not golf. Golf.
Golf. Remember the Gulf War, the first one?
Yeah, they
You guys-
had
you guys
trading
were
cards.
What
They
year
had-
were you born, Preston?
98.
Oh,
Yeah.
before you were born, there was a war called the Gulf War.
Gulf
Yes.
War.
Okay. Now there was a second one. I'm talking about the first one,
The first one.
right?
That was the good one.
That was.
We crushed.
Oh man,
I
we were
felt
like in and out.
I felt so freaking American during those years.
dropping tomahawk bombs left and right. I mean, it was like
I was like, those guys don't stand a chance.
they made a mistake when they invaded Kuwait.
They should. Is that what they did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it had something to do with a wall somewhere.
And there was no walls, and
Okay.
we blew up tanks and stuff.
It
Like,
was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And as we were like 10 years old or something like that, and so we're watching every night. We're turning on the news
tonight
on CBS.
on can't.
CBS News.
I used to be able to do a Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw.
But I can't. I'd
Just
have to
act
think
like you had a
about it.
stroke and then say it.
I really did have a Tom Brokaw
You
at
did
one
at
time.
one
I'd have
time,
to
yeah.
work on it. You know.
So, anyways.
Anyway.
I have a bunch of golf war
Golf
cards.
war cards,
And that would be
You
fantastic.
had the Norman Schwarzkopf.
yeah.
You had the Tomahawk missile. You had the and
I had all of them.
none of these are jokes. You had all of these cards. They sold them at the
I
store.
had a Margaret Thatcher card.
You had a Margaret Thatcher card.
If I could get a Margaret Thatcher signed golf card. Is she still alive? Look that up.
She's no longer with us.
Margaret Thatcher?
No.
Would it be worth even more?
Love Margaret Thatcher.
There
I'm a big
are-
Margaret Thatcher fan.
Yeah.
She said the problem with socialism is that eventually you run out of other people's money.
Yeah.
That's a Margaret Thatcher
It's a
quote.
very Margaret Thatcher thing to say.
Yeah.
If you had autographs on those, you'd be the only one because all of them that are sold on eBay, none of them were autographed, and they were selling for like nothing.
Golf war cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His whole all of them unopened, $15. Every single one.
I'd buy it.
It's very nostalgic.
But signed.
So it was fun. I enjoyed it. The golf course was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm used to going out to, Three Sticks or Green Acres over there.
3 sticks.
My niece works there.
I like to go to Three Sticks.
Why don't you know what 3 sticks is?
It's what the new Green Acres. It's Green Acres. They
I will
renamed it.
never call it 3 sticks.
Well, it's called
It's
Three
always
Sticks.
going to be Green Acres.
They've made actually some massive improvements.
Did they?
Yeah. So they started cutting the grass. So
They had to clear the goats out. And
yeah.
they
I
bought
liked
some.
the goats. It was a fun challenge. But
Hit them or miss them.
the new management said we're going to get rid of the goats. We're going to buy a lawnmower, and it's been a lot of fun.
I think
I
goat
actually
golf
had to-
sounds fun.
I actually had to get a putter. Yeah, because they have putting greens now. So before it was just a giant hole. You could just kind of chip it in. So anyway, the golf course is amazing.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Like I can't even. Bob and I are trying to run numbers on how much it. Like, what do you think it cost to just maintain this golf course a year? The greens are the size of like the fairway. At other places, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So. I do not think it's an exaggeration to say that some of the greens are as big as number 11
On Green Acres.
at Green Acres.
Yeah, I believe it.
The 11th hole. So I love the 11th hole at Green Acres. I pull out my sand wedge. I put it about 100 feet up in the air. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, so the golf course was amazing. It was really interesting. But of all the things that happened that day, I loved watching Steve Young just hack it. I loved all of those things. It was a lot of fun. By far, the most interesting thing that happened. Bob and I are standing there on, I think is the ninth hole, right? Yeah, we're standing at the ninth hole, just watching the different guys come through. Steph Curry, all these famous golfers, Jason Day, John Rahm, and all of a sudden behind us, we hear this kind of like commotion, okay, and they're yelling, and then I turn around and it's people saying, "Deer, deer, deer." I'm like, deer. And I turn around, and there is, right in the middle of this tournament, this freaking out deer. This deer is losing it, and it is running through all of the people. And, it wasn't like people were like shoulder to shoulder, but there were enough people that the deer just doesn't know what to do.
Right.
And there's a tall fence that apparently it couldn't get over, and so now it doesn't know what to do. So it turns, and I think it sees the fairway, and it sees it's a wide open patch of grass, and so it's just trying to get away from all the people. So, I kind of back up, and it kind of ran right by me. And then it's going fast. And there's a rope that separates the fairway from the, spectators. And there's this guy just standing there, with his back to the deer. And there's a couple of old ladies. Thank God that it didn't happen to the old ladies. The deer jumps to get over the rope, and as it jumped, it like used him as like a jumping off point, and like basically climbed up his back, like hoof on head, and then like pounced
Bob's
off
back?
of him. No, this guy that I was with, or not the guy that I was with, the guy that we were close to, the guy that was standing there, and then he boom hits the ground immediately, and all these people come around him, like the golfers that were there, they come up to him, and everybody's seeing if he's okay, and he's like, he's getting up.
want Steve Young's autograph.
I think it could help.
How much is it worth again? Never mind.
Where's Steph Curry?
No, wait, not you. Him.
So the guy was okay, and it was crazy, and I got a front row seat to it. Never.
Yeah.
In fact, like one of the management from the Memorial Tournament came, and I was standing there, and she was like, "Did you see this happen?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I told her what happened. She's like, "Okay." She's like, "I'm just gonna stick around, make sure he doesn't need anything,
Yeah.
So
It's
it
a
was
lawsuit.
Yeah, I know it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. I think this guy was being cool about it, but I don't know. You never know.
They got the money.
That's their deer.
Yeah.
A quick 10 mil wouldn't hurt.
Here's what I would say. I would be like, if I was actually fine, if I thought if I thought there was actual damage, I'd be like, yeah, I want to go to the hospital and you pay for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But if I didn't think there was actual damage, here's what I would honestly say. I would say there's nothing here that a free round of golf can't fix.
Yeah. Me and 3 of my bros.
Give me 3 of my bros. Give me a
On a bro date.
give me a
I just want a bro date.
give me a case full of Carnipure and
Or Bud Light.
Well, it is Pride Month.
sure.
Yeah.
So that's what I would have done,
Yeah.
But afterwards, Bob was like, "That was crazy." He's like, "That could have been us." I'm like, some guys have all the luck. I was like, I would have loved it if that was me.
Yes.
It would have made a much better story for the podcast. I could have gotten all sorts of stuff from
You
that.
could have just lied. and
I
said
thought
was
about
you.
it, but then it would have been all of the aftermath. It would have been a lot of lying. I'm not as good at lying as other people are, so it's a skill. It's a
Jason's
skill.
like, actually, that guy you saw was me.
Yeah.
That was me then.
whole
What?
time.
What?
So anyway, went to the Memorial Golf Pro-Am, and it was a lot of fun.
What'd you think about the houses that surrounded
Oh my
it?
goodness! I'm just thinking, what do these houses cost?
So I have a little bit of an insight. I'm not a golf fan at all, but I was in Columbus one time, and I was able to get into one of the houses
That are like
that's like
back up to the course.
Yeah, like
Just
on
the way you
18.
said that, I was able to get in one of the houses.
Snuck in the
Nobody-
back door. It was for a business. It was for a
This
business.
audio is
thing.
going to be played in a court case.
Yeah,
Ray Grogan
Ray
is listening right now.
There's gonna
not
be
in
a
his
bunch of-
jurisdiction.
But they're gonna
He's
they're gonna,
taking notes.
They're gonna wheel in the TV, and a bunch of jurors are sitting here watching this right now, taking notes.
Okay,
Anyway.
Stella, make sure Jesse's on camera for this.
Yeah,
Okay, because this is
So
evidence.
you found
So-
your way into one of these houses.
I was invited by a business friend of mine, and the guy that owned the house.
It gets worse.
So they open up their house to like business people in Columbus, and it's kind of like a networking thing. And so we go, and I meet the guy that owns this house, and I talked to him for like an hour. I was like, "So, like, what do you do?" I was like, "Listen, I've never seen a house this nice in my entire life. What do you do?" And he sold fire trucks. I'm like, whatever. And so I was like, "Okay, well, how do you live here? Like, how much it costs? You have to pay $25,000 a year minimum, and every person that lives there." The club has at least $1 million life insurance policy on every single one of them.
If they die,
If they die, the Muirfield, the country club, whatever it is, gets $1 million
wow,
on them because they're seen as like, it's like
assets.
and so, and they pay the $25,000, and there's all these other fees that they have to pay. I mean, they're probably in it at $50,000-$60,000 a year just to be able to be there. Not even talking about their house, their payments, all that.
So I'm not proposing anything,
Okay.
but someone could make some money if they work some back deals with Murfield, right? You knock off 2 or 3 people, that's $2 or $3 million.
Yeah.
Give me a cut.
I'll
Yeah,
take
well, there's a lot of
20%.
old people. There's a lot of old, really rich people there.
Sure.
So
I walked by. There were
golf
so
ball.
many rich people at this tournament. Like you could tell, just like business people wheeling and dealing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was those like 4 guys that were just. I'm not going to say the word that I really think they are, but just your typical.
douchebags.
Some people would call them that. So, and they were just talking about, and there was just all like business, whatever, and as we walked by,
Stock market up.
stock market, yeah, all that sort of
Stock
stuff.
market down.
And I walked by, and as they were like talking, and Bob and I were walking by, and like as we're walking by, I go synergy, because it's like I don't know, it's like nobody knows.
Did you really do that?
Yeah, I did do that.
They all perked up.
They're like, oh, someone said this guy knows what he's talking about.
We need to do some networking.
It's just morons. They're all morons. Let's hit the Netflix. Let's just
So there's all these really nice rich people, and you and Farmer Bob.
yeah.
Okay, just wanted to check on that.
We were the real people that were there. There were a lot of people out there that were fake, plastic, some would say, but we were real. But now we're gonna play the Netflix suggestion of the week. Hit it.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus, or maybe Amazon Prime, or something like that, like YouTube. We don't want to put a box around what you watch. So
Jason, what is your
you
Netflix
never know.
suggestion of the week?
Found on Disney Plus. It is the third installment of Ant-Man. It's like Ant-Man and the Quantumverse or whatever.
Quantumania?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was okay. I like the Ant-Man franchise.
I like Ant-Man as much as the next
Paul
guy.
Rudd
That's not true. But
is an underrated actor.
what are you kidding? He's underrated?
I love Paul Rudd.
He's appropriately at least rated, if not overrated.
Paul Rudd?
He's in everything. And he's
Just because you're in everything doesn't mean you're not.
He was like supposed to be the most handsome man in People magazines.
I can see that.
You know.
We're talking Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Listen, I
Rudd.
like
Paul
Paul
freaking
Rudd,
Rudd.
but he's at the very least appropriately rated. He's not underrated.
I think Paul Rudd is underrated.
It's been a lot of good movies.
I like Paul Rudd. Yes, he has been in a lot of good movies. If you were underrated, you would not be getting good movies.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 100, where would you put Paul Rudd?
On the overrated, underrated scale?
Yeah,
So
so
is
like 50
50
is appropriately rated.
50.
Exactly 50,
Yes.
not 51.49.
He's appropriately rated.
Jesse, where do you put him?
I mean, I think he's slightly underrated.
I do too.
Yeah.
Preston?
I mean, I think I don't know. He's been in some decent stuff recently, so
Yeah.
he's getting.
If he's been in some decent stuff lately, then he's appropriately rated. If he's good and he's getting good jobs, then it's working for him. If he's getting good jobs and he's crappy, well, then he's underrated. But if he's not getting good jobs, it's like, man, this guy can't get a good part anywhere. He's underrated. If your argument cannot be, well, he's been in a lot of good movies lately, right? But someone who's been in a lot of good movies lately is not underrated.
Why do
I
you
just
hate...
want to say I didn't give a real answer.
Okay, listen. Why do you hate Paul Rudd?
Yeah. Okay.
what's your deal?
I'm just going to say it. Okay.
You're jealous.
When I was in high school, I was abroad. Okay, for the
Say it again. A what?
I wasn't trans. I was not abroad. I went abroad.
Oh.
You know. And I was in a what do they call that, student exchange program. I went to Kansas City, where Paul Rudd is from, and Paul Rudd and I became really close at that time. And even though he's quite a bit older than I am, and this
He's
is not
actually
working
not,
out,
but yeah.
I think he is. He was
I think he's like 50.
He's in his 50s.
that's
I think
older
he's-
than me.
He looks great for 50s.
Listen, I don't. Okay,
54.
I didn't wake 54.
Yeah.
That's older than me. So I didn't wake up today saying, you know what I'm going to do on the podcast? I'm going to decimate Paul Rudd. I'm not.
I don't know why you hate Paul Rudd.
When a Paul Rudd movie shows up, I'm like, oh, cool, a Paul Rudd movie. But but he's not underrated.
Paul Rudd? I'm just...
You just saying his name louder is not a valid argument.
talking Paul Rudd?
You know
Paul freaking Rudd? I love Paul Rudd.
You know what? You're right. He's massively underrated. I saw the
I
movie.
think he lives in Schenectady.
I saw the movie Schenectady.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the movie Quantumania.
Yeah.
I fell asleep.
It was fine. Okay, so here's my problem with the movie. It's all green screen.
Yeah.
It's all green screen.
Yeah.
I think it takes away from the story. But the Paul Rudd acting was tremendous.
Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd. What's your Netflix suggestion?
My Netflix
It better be a
suggestion-
Paul Rudd movie. Clueless.
No, it's not a Paul Rudd movie. My Netflix suggestion is it's one I've suggested before,
Oh my god.
but it's not Blue Bloods.
Frasier.
It's not Frasier.
I swear to everything holy, if it's that one old show that I don't even want to say the name because I don't know it. That
Magnum
old one.
PI?
Magnum PI. The other one. Was it Gilmore Girls? I don't know. What was
Gilmore
it? No,
Girls.
no, the one that you did. No, the one that you tried to do a whole freaking series on.
Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, don't.
I love that's my jam.
Overrated.
Jason, I thought those episodes were going to be our ticket to fame. It had almost ended the podcast.
People are shutting it off.
Savannah still hasn't come back.
Unsubscribing. They were unsubscribing. Not just not listening, they were unsubscribing.
I thought, you know what? This is going to be it, Jason.
We're going to break down Murder, She Wrote.
We're going to like no one ever broke it down before. And I did.
Well, it turns out when
And
I was
no
doing
one
research for Murder,
liked
She
it.
Wrote,
Yeah.
because I did some research. I never do research. I did a little bit of research because I like the show. There's a whole podcast that breaks down Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. Well,
And it has 4 viewers.
I think my breakdown was better. I'm literally 2 episodes away from finishing Cheers. It's been a journey, okay? It's 11 years, 11 seasons. The last season is 28 episodes.
I miss those days.
They don't make shows with 28 episodes a season anymore. And spoiler alert, Diane comes back.
Ooh.
So the 3 episodes, the 3 last episodes is a 3-parter. It's like part 1, part 2, part 3. And Diane is back now. And it kind of ended with her just being back. And so we're like, ooh, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
So there's 2 episodes left. I'm going to get some ice cream tonight, and I'm going to finish watching Cheers. And the moment I'm done with the last episode of Cheers, I'm going to immediately start episode 1 of Frasier, and my life will finally get good again because I love Frasier.
And they're coming with a new one, right?
Yeah, a new one's going to come out. And Cheers ended in the spring of 1993.
Okay.
Frasier started in the fall of 1993.
Seamless.
So, I mean, this is perfect for me. So
Is Frasier all the way up through the end of Cheers?
Yeah.
The character is in the final episode or whatever.
Yeah. He's not only that, but he begins to play a major role. There are a lot of episodes in the last season that are exclusively about Frasier.
So do you think they were queuing that up for the
Definitely.
next?
Well, because the makers of Cheers are the same guys that made Frasier.
Yeah.
So
at some point he moved
not
from
only that,
Boston to Seattle or something, right?
But the dad from Frasier has a
Yeah.
guest part.
Ooh.
Not as Frasier's dad, but as another guy. Roz from Frasier shows up as another part. So you could tell they were trying actors out too for like,
Chemistry.
We're gonna like to work with these people, that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm very excited to get back into Frasier. I've watched it, I think maybe 3 times now. I think this is gonna be my 4th time watching it, and I love Frasier.
Not the 4th time watching an episode.
No, the whole season.
Listen, Cheers has probably the best intro theme song of anything.
Well, that and Growing Pains.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Normally I skip the intro, but on the last episode, I'm gonna watch the whole thing, probably
Shed
single
a
tear.
Yeah.
And it's a good night for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cheers. 11 seasons. It's been fun. All right, Jason, that's a show.
Yeah.
That is a show.
Do it again next week.
God willing. This is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo boo, sit. Good dog.
I have spoken.
Good night, Lauer Patch Kids.